Barbarians. Wizards of the Coast thinks I'm a joke. Monks. Wizards of the Coast thinks I'm a joke too. Yeah, well, Wizards of the Coast is right. Hey, what's already SkyDieRay here, back with another Pathfinder memes video. It's actually DnDMemes, surprisingly. Anyway, Raisin here because he hasn't found the path yet. Anyway, how are you guys doing? Hoping a wonderful day today. Before jumping into it, I want to quickly kindly ask if you want to take a moment to smash the like button. Takes a second and helps out a lot, so thank you so much for that. And yeah, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you give your DM an inch, they'll take the whole damn highway. When a character that you mentioned in your PC's backstory for flavor unexpectedly shows up in the campaign proper. Oh bollocks, it's my ex. You and Harley? Do I look mad? Wink. Came to the wrong library, MF. DM. You pass a group of rowdy wood elves on their way out of the library. You move through the stacks looking for the librarian's assistant. After some searching, you find him on the ground holding his now cracked and bent glasses. He has clearly been bullied. DM's internal monologue. This will be a great time for the wizard to use Mend and the paladin to show they can heal minor wounds. If they act accordingly, they'll make a loyal friend out of this kobold. Artificer. Which way did those elves go? And proceeds to load shotgun with malicious intent. Act of God, also known as Awful DM. DM. The Death Knight raises his sword to deal a mortal blow. Party. We're tapped out. Bard. Well, that's it guys. Wait, the old peddler that you saved points at the enemy uttering words of power and... nothing happens. He's just a peddler. You're dead. You asshole. Wait, really? I mean, I think I would have preferred, you know, if it was realistically speaking deserved for that to happen rather than the peddler to or whatever, any NPC to come out of nowhere to save the party from a TPK when they were supposed to die. The struggles of DMing. Me, after trying to run a roleplay heavy campaign when one of my players chooses a pirate that does nothing but say yar occasionally. I'm not sure you can make a roleplay heavy campaign out of that. Has this argument been made yet? Western fantasy. Kobolds are lizards. Eastern fantasy. Kobolds are dogs. People really need to learn when not to attack. The encounter that I very clearly made to be too strong for the party to handle. And the squishy. What's that? The barbarian just going all out. That's mine. And the cleric running low on spell slots. Damn it, Reinhardt. Who are you and what have you done to Wizards of the Coast? They listened. They listened? Wait a minute. We're not supposed to listen. Let me see the subreddit. My players just acquired some brown mold. They collected it with a special heat-proofed jar. Fire giants and elementals are the big baddies of the campaign. Who would win? Magira, the fire primordial, or some brown mold? I think it's gonna be a pretty close fight. I'm gonna bet on the mold, to be honest. What would some other restaurants be? Choose your restaurant. Tiefling IHOP, Kobold Outback, Goblin Hooters, Half-Orc Denny's, and Tabaxi Applebee's. Would it be just human McDonald's? I would assume. Be wary of succubi. They will try and entice you with your most depraved desires. Hello honey, how was your day? I'd love to hear all about it. Time to quest. Young man, here's some dad advice. Do you play fighting video games? Instead, join a jiu-jitsu or boxing gym. Call of Duty? Walk down and enlist as a marine. Oh yeah, that's sure. Sports games? Go outside and play sports with people. Don't be a thumb warrior. Do it for real, like your grandpa did. D&D players seeing this. Quest? Ring of Other Chaos. Ring of Other Chaos from the Gnome Depot. This cursed ring causes the wearer to have even if they are a species that normally doesn't have. Twice per day, they can cause another individual of their choosing to have well. Size and shape are determined by their constitution stat. The eternal struggle of the DM. Challenge your players, or don't kill your players. DM trying to do both at the same time. When your deception skill is so high that you know you can lie about anything. Also, a goblin. Go ahead, ask me your questions. I ain't afraid. Can I cast Zone of Truth? This conversation is over. Pretty much everything's allowed up to that. Just no. Make sure you're doing one of these three things. r/DnDMemes needs content during the Goblin Revolt. What should we do? Post memes about goblins. Post hardcore goblin... yeah, or post normal memes with a random goblin picture included. I did not see the picture until the end. That needs to be fully censored, Jesus. One D&D rogues lost hand crossbow proficiency and no one seemed to be talking about it. One D&D rogues no longer get hand crossbows. Fill out playtest survey 6 on July. Survey 6 on July 11 to voice your concern and give them proficiency back. Okay, actually a legitimate post of concern from from someone on the subreddit. This does not happen very often. Deal the damage, Monk. The damage that you plan on dealing. At 5th level, a monk can use Flurry of Blows and extra attack to make 4 unarmed strikes. Martial Arts allows a level 5 monk to use a d6 for unarmed strikes plus your dexterity modifier. The total damage is 4d6 plus 4 times the dex modifier. By min-maxing, you could deal up to 40 damage in one turn. When a Dampier makes an unarmed strike, they can heal themselves for all the damage they dealt. 40 is more than half of a level 5 monk's hit points. Hell, it's more than half of an elephant's hit points. You could kill an elephant in 2 turns with no weapons and walk away with more than half of your health. And then the damage that you actually deal. Make your attack rolls, Monk. All 4 of your attacks miss. Least safe for works SWF? I don't know. Character I've ever drawn. I don't see anything wrong with this, but I hope I'm not missing something. The DM. Your mother is right behind you. Rolls dice aggressively. When the GM tells you that your PC got blackout drunk and got in a knife fight with his own mom. And then you remember that your mom's a goblin crime boss. If she couldn't take a stabbing, she wouldn't have survived infancy. Wait, where is she right now? What are the weirdest race and class combinations? Asking for a friend. I am my friend. Random. Okay, I don't think the post is related. I think it was just for the question. Anyway, okay. Oh, the things I can post now. NSFW r/DnDMemes and uncensored fear and hunger. Now bards can be monks. Is this a monk? College of Dance. That blustering fool just sold a dwarf a gram of nightshade stems and oregano. Told that blustering fool it was elven moongrass. Starship Goblins. Hashtag DnD player. You've got this whole world planned out, haven't you? DM looks behind his screen and there's nothing. Only a hastily written note that says Goblin? Question mark? He's not even sure about it. Yes. With full on, 100% confidence. Yeah, the whole world is planned out. I'm doing my part. A different kind of goblin post. Igor wishes you all natural 20s today. This is a very safe for work and very kind goblin, surprisingly. Honestly, this is great. I only wish Igor all the natural 20s as well. Ironically though, I don't think I see a single... okay, there is one. There is 120 in the pile of dice. Alright, we can move on. I mean, have you seen it? It's right there. Okay, good, let's move on. PSA for all adventurers. Dimensional Door makes you choose which items to take with you, allowing you to undress quickly in case of goblins. Until we meet again. Playtest is out. It's looking like monks are the worst class in 5 different editions. New record. Monks across the years. In goblin form because I couldn't find enough kobolds. First edition, 2nd edition, 3rd edition, Jesus Christ. 4th edition is Giga Chad, apparently, but all the others, yeah. 5th edition and also 6th edition, pretty bad. It can get lonely at the bottom. Barbarians. Wizards of the Coast thinks I'm a joke. Monks. Wizards of the Coast thinks I'm a joke too. Yeah, well, Wizards of the Coast is right. What happened? Me wanting new funny memes and no longer being able to look at funny memes here unless I'm alone. It is what it is. It was a sacrifice that had to be made, okay? I don't think it even did anything, honestly. Yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, it was inevitable. Mostly safe for work. Machine learning companies using Reddit data to train their neural networks. API costing more, protests, and me getting a goblin. All of it started from machine learning companies, goddamn. Curse of Strahd sure was wild. We are gonna defeat Strahd and free Barovia. I'm the new Dark Lord of Barovia. Kneel before me. That is that's a take on Curse of Strahd that I haven't seen nearly enough of, actually. I would like to hear the full story behind that one. I'm not against goblins, I'm just saying that this goblin mode rule really is doing nothing to pressure Spez. Spez, CEO of Reddit. I fear no man, but that thing, DnDMemes banning all non-goblin content, it scares me. Yeah, he's actually trembling in fear, he is terrified about it. Y'all never should have told me about Nistol's magical aura. The players after confirming the chest wasn't a mimic, and glyph of wording. I'm doing my part. It's the r/DnDMemes regulars. Welcome, newcomers. All the new redditors discovering r/DnDMemes during the protests. A very interesting period for the subreddit, to say the least. When the Hexblade's cursed sword starts feeling lonely. Finan, the talking weapon. I'm surrounded by pretty girls, and not one of them will even look at me. Maybe they're just not looking for love right now. The crusade is a serious business. Applicable to all the cool warlocks. Art is my PC for my current campaign. Spell slots? Odd way of spelling Eldritch Blast. Yeah, I don't know, is there anything else other than Eldritch Blast that they even have or use? When you min-max investigation and perception. Also a goblin. Clerics looking for danger. Something invisible just landed on the roof across the street. How do you know? I saw the tiles there shift under its weight. And then clerics looking for details. He's been dead for several days. Does he have anything that says who he was? Check his pockets. What are pockets? My first natural 20 in weeks, and it was on a Minotaur Skeleton's charge and gore attack. Silvery barbs, and the DM. Barbarian. The art for the character, and then the way the character is actually portrayed. Well, I mean, role-playing skill is, you know, a skill, so just because the art of the character that they get is great doesn't mean the character is gonna act accordingly. Your Majesty, I can assure you that I meant those insults in the most respectful way. Now bring me Grayscale the Smith, please. Why are you here, mortal? Your Majesty, I humbly beg the soul of Grayscale the Cobblesmith. I would gladly pay you with mine or pay nearly any price. And if I refuse? In that case, I will remove this Archangel heart from its cage, destroying Avernus. You'd have to change the name to the 8 Hells. That would only briefly inconvenience me, but your soul would be utterly destroyed forever. Did I stutter? Give me back my dad. It was actually 2 orphans. What if you wanted to play an orphan, but a fellow player said, I'll be your mommy? That is maybe one of the most unexpected and random things that they could say, but yeah, I mean, sure. Anywhere between 195 to 863 points of damage. Not my meme. DM. Alright, the boss suffers a minor wound. The sorcerer that just dealt 4d10 plus 14d6 plus 12 damage. The rogue that just dealt 1d4 plus 19d6 plus 10 damage. The barbarian that just dealt 12d8 plus 36d6 plus 42 damage. The paladin that just dealt 12d6 plus 11d8 plus 8 damage, and the archer that just dealt 9d8 plus 5 damage. And okay, that's a minor. Okay, no, maybe, you know, sometimes maybe it's just time to run. Alright, on that note, that's gonna be it for today's video, so thank you so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like if you did, and subscribe for more if you haven't already. Also, thank you to everyone supporting the channel on Patreon, as well as YouTube, I appreciate lots of thanks so much for those. Links below if you want to check them out, as well as links to social media, Subreddit, Discord, anything else. And yeah, that's it, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day, bye.